My name is Lulu Nkwazi. I am an international student from Zambia at the University of Queensland. My degree is Commerce and Law and I'm in my third year. So this is my office. I am the 2018 International Student Officer for the university's union. And the student union is just a body that's a representational body for students. So my role is to advocate for students, international students in particular, and just be the voice for them on campus when it comes to issues and problems that they may face. This semester I'm currently working on a project called Speak Out, where we're trying to increase the international student representation on campus. So international students struggle with so many different issues, and we're trying to understand those from their perspective and then get them to directly tell stakeholders on campus, like the staff members, the vice chancellors, and yes, just increase the international representation on campus. So this is the main refectory where you have all the food places, or where you see all your familiar faces, because you know all your friends might not take the same course as you. So we all kind of meet here and hang out and eat. And the other great thing is the union provides or has a store here for food, and that's where you get like the cheapest fries, the cheapest chicken, and anything on campus, you kind of get it from here. UQ Lakes, where a lot of students just come to hang out. Again, it's one of those quiet spots on uni and campus, except with all the animals around. There's ducks, there's turtles, and sometimes people see eels in the water, but yeah, it's a great spot. There's so many opportunities to grow on campus if you're into entrepreneurship like I am. There's behind me the iLab, where you get support for your idea or business project, and you get to understand kind of all the nitty-gritties you have to get through to run a business. This is the law library, where all the law classes happen, and also has great study spots for students. It's one of the most popular libraries on campus currently because it recently got renovated. What I love about my course is we don't always have the big lecture styles. We branch off to smaller classes, and we have seminars sometimes where we do reflections that are handwritten, and I love to do those sometimes because you're going off reading about a topic you've never heard about before, and then you come back to have an in-depth discussion with other students and lecturers that had maybe a very different perspective from you, and I feel I learn more by that than just getting the textbook knowledge and doing homework. It's more hands-on and practical. And the other side of things is the facilities like the computer rooms and just the libraries. They're amazing facilities that I always use. I once took this course called Law and Society, and it was one of the best courses I've taken as a first-year course because we really explored what it meant to be a lawyer and the different angles, the different approaches that we argue cases or argue just in general. We also explored what kind of lawyer you'd want to be in the future. So it was really, really interesting to know that there isn't just that one stereotype or one, I guess, career path that you could go into. So that we had a whole course that talked to us and just helped us explore that different side of the whole course in general program. I think perfectly suited for somebody that is passionate about advocacy as well as business. I like to describe myself as a business-oriented advocate. So I'm as much as I love the law, I don't always picture myself in the future going to court and arguing cases. I also am very interested and passionate about business. And in my career, my future, I'm hoping to get into consultancy. So as a business-oriented advocate, I'd have the benefit of knowing the law. And in the training that we do, we're always trained to think differently and look at just not one road that's maybe the obvious one. We're always told to think about the other side, think about the alternatives. And at the same time, with the commerce side of things, it's interesting because you get a hands-on approach with business information systems, with technology side of things, the accounting and finance and investing. So again, I describe that my course is perfectly suited for somebody that is passionate about both business and advocacy. Maybe not law itself, but advocacy, just wanting to be a voice for people that don't have a voice, or wanting to really push an idea or a business. I think this course is perfectly suited for that person. My advice is to, I guess, focus more or be prepared for second year. So in the first year of university, everybody's excited because you've done your research, you've done your homework about what the course would really be about. So even when you're going and taking those foundation classes, you're like, oh yes, I've heard about this, or I know a bit about this. But in that second year, you start to really know the difference between you being in that course and somebody that has no idea about the course. And that transition is a big challenge. So my advice is to look out for that year, because it could really throw you off if you continue to assume that your research is everything that the program is about. But the course is pretty long and it gets pretty detailed. So my advice is to stay on top of things and not to relax just after your first year. You feel like, oh, I've heard about this, I'm familiar about this. It gets a bit more challenging as you go on, but it's still manageable if you're ready for it. So if you like this video and want to know more about top universities, click like and subscribe.